kicked sand in my face and he got my girl, but no more.
On the Harp comic book, George Atlas. Okay. Does anybody remember that? I was a musician, and where we were doing our album, we did a lot of commercial work. The same studio did a lot of commercial work. So I just popped my head in there one day and I was like, hey, I'd like to get in the radio. And they were like, hey, get out. And 2 weeks later, I got a call saying, if you're still interested, be down here. So I went down to the studio and he threw me in the booth and said, let me see what you can do, kid. And he was totally disinterested, and it was car commercials. So I just did what I heard on the radio. I was like, this Sunday, 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 you know, that whole thing. And I got the job, and he's like, how much do you charge? I was like, how much am I supposed to charge? And I said, do you mind, you know, me asking 2 weeks ago, you didn't want to know my name, and now I'm your guy. What happened? He said, well, the person who did our car commercials for the last 25 years had a heart attack and died. Kind of let us hide and cry. Oh, sweet. So bad for him, good for me. And I started doing car commercials, and that's how I met Chris Sabat, and Chris Sabat got me doing Case Closed, and then I started doing video games, and video games.
Chris introduced you to Kyle too, didn't he?
Yeah, that's how I met.
Blood Rain,
yeah. Yeah. So, so just one thing parlayed itself. I mean, I'm the Ringo Starr of acting. I'm the luckiest dude. It's not for sake of training. It's literally been me making a lot of mistakes, and fortunately being with people that were gracious enough to let me do it and tell me never to do that again.
You're the star.
I'm gonna shoot in the throat. Don't betray me. So it's my thing has been, and a lot of times I feel at a disadvantage to like Travis Lord because they have the theater background and they have the training. There's a lot of stuff that there's that that I don't have, and I just kind of have to kind of wing it, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time the door opens, I get really excited because I think it's the Starbucks. I think it's the coffee.
I can check on it for you.
Are you the coffee?
Every time it's not, a little part of me dies.
What about you, Kyle?
I majored in radio, TV, film because not only as a kid I wanted to be a cartoon voice actor, I wanted to be a DJ. So
there's no such thing as radio, TV, film. It's radio.
I know. But at the University of North Texas, they stick all three together.
Yeah.
Really?
They do that TCU now too.
Yeah.
RTVS.
You can have a focus on any one of the three. So I focused on radio. Even though I'm a big movie buff, I couldn't afford money to join all the film classes. So I focused on radio, started a student radio station. That turned into an internship at ABC Radio Networks, where I stayed there for like forever and ever and a day. And then that eventually turned into my full-time Radio Disney job. And meanwhile, I did not do any of the acting that they did either, so my resume is my experience, and I feel eternally lucky, and I've learned things along the way. Chris Sabat has said, man, at the beginning we didn't think you were very good. It's like, oh, thanks. But apparently
Chris is great about saying stuff like that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's great about that passive-aggressive insult compliment sort of thing.
Yeah.
You used to suck.
We call it the jellyfish.
Hey.
Yeah. That technique. I'm beautiful, I'm your
Yeah. And sting. Yes. It's like, oh man. But yeah, I feel really lucky that I was able to kind of parlay the radio stuff into, because Radio Disney is such a creative background, I got to do all sorts of fun stuff. And then they considered that acting, which is good. So I always tell people that are interested in this that it's like, even though, and I don't feel like a hypocrite in saying, it is important that you get some sort of acting training, acting background, acting experience whenever you can.
Yes.
Because not everyone's going to be so lucky as to be thrown into the booth and knowing what they're doing, or
And
having
it's,
just,
And it's, you can get that opportunity to get in the booth, but if you can't show them that you can actually do something, they're not going to ever bring you back in the booth again.
right.
I think also the acting training is transcendent. It's because there's things like I just took this this class, and they were talking about how if you notice all really good film actors are always focused directly on, especially the eyes. They're just dialed into the eyes. And he said, we as people, we don't look at people in the eyes when we talk. We look around, or we look away. And I became so aware that I actually do that. So I'm trying to like incorporate that into my life. It's an acting technique,
But it's funny because they say that you look into the eyes, but when you're shooting film, like half the time, you know, when they're doing like a close-up shot, and you're like staring intently into the other person's eyes, the other person isn't even there. It's like you're staring at a freaking tennis ball next to the camera. They're like, that's their eyes. Okay.
Or half the time when they're looking at each other face to face, they'll be staring at the person's cheeks.
Yeah, and like, because the camera will be right here, and if you look directly at the person's eyes, you get too much profile, so they actually look like just past the person. It's totally awkward. And you like have to act to nothing.
Yeah. Act to the light bulb. Oh,
Okay.
He either has a question or is about to cast a spell. So he's doing the Jesus thing.
Level 15.
Level 5 chop spell.
It was a question, but
Yeah.
It was? What is it now?
It's another song.
I'd like to ask, what do you think of the character Roy Mustang, and is there any chance of you saying his famous miniskirt line as it is? No, not with any other characters, just saying on that day, etc.
Well, I love Roy Mustang. He's a crazy dude.
Near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, near and dear to my heart. No, I love Mustang. He's complicated. He digs chicks, and he likes miniskirts. And he plays with fire. What is there not to love?
You really did a good job with the fire.
Thanks, I know.
I
Well,
didn't
thanks.
realize there was no fire.
Hello. Oh, and the line, right? Yes.
I want to make mine cute.
That's what I was gonna do. You can do it.
No, I gotta draw.
I'll make him like
I don't draw.
sprouting flowers.
Please, no.
That day, all female officers will be required to wear tiny miniskirts.
In the hallway.
What's that?
I got a stray in the hallway. So enthusiastic.
A little part of this guy again.
generator.
And your shoes. Thank you.
Did she come play?
Can we get it next time?
We good.